jacket. You're up on my top.
Hi guys, what are you guys doing?
Deciding if I'm gonna cut my hair.
Hi. Hi. Are you guys signing hearts? Hi, Denny Millie.
Cutting my hair. I want to cut mine. I heard you have to do. Should I cut my hair?
Hey Dave.
Should I cut it to here?
Dave, what are you doing?
Don't you think she'd look pretty if she had a bob and layered and like curled it under and blended it? I think it'd be so pretty.
Look at this, Jen's new haircut.
Like a boy. No, you wouldn't. I've had it before.
There's Mel.
Cardiff Castle.
Afternoon. Come on, this is your first Welsh lesson. Bryn Hawn Croeso. Oh, you started with bore da. Good, good. We'll get you through the day yet. Croeso I Gastell Caerdydd, Croeso I Gymru. Welcome to Cardiff Castle, welcome to Wales. What's welcome in Welsh? Croeso, well done. Some people pay attention. Croeso to all of you. You're not over here for the weather, obviously, are you? No, you're over here. No, you're not. You're not. Only people from sort of Death Valley, Arizona, and places would enjoy this sort of weather. I'd like, if I may, just to tell you a few things about this part of the country we'll be spending the rest of the evening in. I want you to be inquisitive and ask questions. I want you to learn as much as you can about Wales and the Welsh. Here's an example of what I mean. Owain Glyndŵr, Wales's greatest folk hero. Do I hear anyone asking, why? Why? Because he destroyed this and just about every other castle in Wales, that's why. He led the great uprising against the
English.
The English, who didn't?
Like them.
Who didn't at some time or another? You did. You still are down there in California. But this was 1400, 1410. And the particular Englishman, lest we offend any Anglo-Saxon sensibilities here, we wouldn't want to do that. It was a fellow called Harry Bolingbroke had got onto the throne of England by very devious means. The Norman dynasty had ended. When did it start?
10.
Well done, sir. 1066. Yeah, 1066. It ended in 1399. Didn't know that, I bet. No, I have to read that up myself. 1399, young Richard II deposed, imprisoned, where he died very, very mysteriously, people did in those days. And very conveniently for John of Gaunt, the great political manipulator of the day, the Joe Kennedy of the 14th century. He put his own son, Harry Bolingbroke, onto the throne of England. Henry IV, King Henry IV, first of the Lancastrian dynasty, the Red Rose, caused the Wars of the Roses. Half the country followed his camp, half the country followed the White Rose of York. They reduced the whole country to civil war and chaos. He got to Wales, tried to steal Owain Glyndŵr's land, and Owain Glyndŵr resisted for a while. In the end, he said, that's enough of that. He got his young cousin to assist him in an uprising. And his young cousin was a lad called Owain Tudor, a farmer from North Wales. Owain Tudor, there's a name to conjure with. He and Owain Tudor defeated King Henry IV in Wales. The only castle they didn't destroy was Harlech Castle. You know the great march, the battle hymn of the men of Harlech? You haven't taught them the men of Harlech yet. This is just about the most rousing, rabble-rousing march that there is. They were the men of Harlech. They defeated the English. Henry IV died. His son came to the throne of England, Laurence Olivier. Kenneth Branagh. King Henry V, well deduced. Henry V lived and died by the sword, leaving a little widow called Catherine de Valois, who came back to Wales and married the aforementioned Owen Tudor, the farmer from North Wales. And it's that sequence of events which started with that marriage in 1423 that led to the colonization of the New World, of the North American continent. It started in Wales with that marriage in 1423. Because as soon as the Tudors, the farmers from North Wales, married the widow of King Henry V, they got notions above their station. They married their son Edmund into the House of Lancaster. His son Harry claimed the throne of England, defeated Laurence Olivier, you were right the first time, Richard on the battlefield at Bosworth in 1485, and was crowned King Henry the No, we've already done the fourth and the fifth. The sixth we glossed over because this is an abridged history. And Henry VII, that's how the son of a Welsh farmer became King Henry VII of England, the most ruthless businessman ever to sit on the throne of England. He ended the Wars of the Roses simply by marrying the Duchess of York, no sacrifice too great. He put in place a system of good business management and accountancy, the like of which had never been seen before or since. Right? And he rebuilt the British Navy and started trade with the rest of the world. And there you have it. That's how history starts. That's how the history of the modern English-speaking world starts. He handed all his stability and wealth down to his son, and we gloss over Henry VIII, to his granddaughter Elizabeth Tudor. The defeat of the Spanish on the high seas, the claiming of those troublesome territories in North America, and the settlement thereof. All starts with the marriage between a Welsh farmer and a little French widow in 1423. Isn't history delightfully perverse? If it hadn't been for that marriage, the whole of the United States would now probably be Spanish-speaking, not just California. And Florida, and Texas, and New Mexico, and Arizona. Hey, where are you Spanish? Where are you? There you get in your own back at last. That's history. In 1776, what happened? It ended in 1776. The Declaration of Independence. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Thomas Jefferson. As soon as Thomas Jefferson signed that piece of paper, he became a proud citizen of the new United States of America, and particularly of Virginia. But where was he born and brought up? Why am I asking? Oh yes, don't you ever forget that. And how many men signed the Declaration? History teachers. 56. You're only 30 out of your history teacher. You won't be. 56, and out of the 56, 1/3, 18 were Welshmen, 3 of whom became presidents of the United States. You've already been proud Welsh people have been telling that already. There's no, I don't believe there's any hierarchy. We're all equal. Okay. Go through, you'll have to lead the way. Bravely.
Look above ya. Look above ya.
How fun. Lunch.
Let us praise everything joyfully. There'll be better times to come. Tomorrow.
Not to get Anna. She's still struggling. She's going to be there most of the afternoon, I think. Go for it, Anna. Yay!
Yeah!
Ta-da!
It's not just about love, but love with a purpose. It's not just about life, but the life you're living. It's not just about peace, but peace with justice. It's not just about joy, but the joy we're giving. It's the stories of loving life and peaceful giving, living love and giving peace, finding hope in earthbound living, watching wonders never cease. Tell the stories, sing the stories, live the stories of God's surprise. View the stories, hope-filled glories. These are the stories of our lives.
Carol? Ready, Kelby, make the face. One, two, three.
Go ahead and swing him around, Laura.
Help! They're crazy in there. I tell you.
Just a random walk down the hallway. Oh my goodness.
Hey, we're working on our tennis gear.
I weigh 96 pounds.
Go to 205.
You can't weigh 96 pounds.
to share the deepest feelings of our hearts that center around you. And what we realize is that the reason that we are here and the reason for the greatness that we feel is because of you. And this journey together has simply clarified that and made us feel safer to keep walking that journey. So be with us when we go. And know that we can take this with us. We just have to remember it.
Hold it.
I have failed my secret knowledge. Miserably, I have wasted countless hours that they spent planning and working out the gifts. Hours spent burning 7,000 pieces of paper, writing out clues and dotting, sorting, and getting them to the appropriate people. Weeks worth of work that I will make up for now. First I have to fly into the shadows right there. I have to find it. Act like an Indian. Tell a part of a bedtime story. There were 3 little pigs, and they lived in different houses, and that's part of one. And to clap as hard as you can to save Tinkerbell. Alright, I'm thinking a happy thought right now, and I have to pretend to put on tights. Yell. Okay. I am worthless scum, and I will always be in great debt to my secret pal. These are only a few of the wonderful adventures I have missed. Now that I significantly feel like the life of the earth, I await my final clue. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Could you be a bad? Congratulations on defeating Captain Hook. The only task left is to find me. At the revealing, you must wear your outfit, hold up your sword, get everyone to yell Bangarang Peter. Yeah. I haven't seen this movie in like 10 years.
Well, get with it.
Then walk around the circle, offering everyone the handle of your sword. I will take it.
Go get it!
know, everybody here, but I don't know if you guys know, we've been working on our hearts diligently. And come over here a little more. Yeah.
Walk that way.
And these hearts we've been doing for, I don't know, many years. And this is one of my favorite traditions. And my heart stays in my bathroom on my mirror through the year until I get my next one. Because if I ever find a time in my life when I am feeling low or just need to know that people love me, I read this. And I kind of cheated and looked at some of the things that people wrote on yours, and I think you will feel as loved as I do when I read mine when you read yours. So thank you very much for that. Foreign land, the spirit returns via the low road. In 1745, 2 Scottish soldiers were held captive in Carlisle, one of whom was to be set free, the other executed. It is the condemned man who will return to Scotland by way of the low road of death and reach Loch Lomond before his friend, who must travel the earthly highway.
I didn't want to be in the senior skit. Well, you're a senior, so you're in it, and there's nothing you can do about it. So sit back, relax, and travel back to your freshman year. Now, Stephen, think back, way back, 4 long years, and tell me, do you recognize this voice?
Oh my gosh, it's Black Fire! Oh my gosh, I'm in a new country character! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Black Fire!
Wow.
No change in it.
I really think that could only be Kathy Hartman.
Oh, that is correct. Now, Stephen, remember, this was the same year. Do you remember this voice? Amigo.
Yeah, June, that was the night we went to Tijuana, and this big drunk guy came over and put his arm around Dirk and tried to sell us, and then all these people were yelling about Viva the Dio and Viva la Menta. Oh.
Hey, you want to buy some jewelry? Oh, that is correct again. You've got quite a memory there, Stephen. Now, this might not be as hard. Remember back to sophomore year.
It's 120 degrees outside.
Now, Stephen, tell me if you recognize this scene.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
I remember that. That was the day our bus broke down at that seedy truck stop, and there were some questionable women there, and I don't know, they took a particular interest in Stephen Smith, I believe it was.
Yes, they did. That's bonus points for you, Stephen. Now, this might be a tough one, but remember, it happened on 2 occasions. Do you remember this sound?
That's the flesh-eating garbage cans from the Taco Bell in San Luis Obispo.
Wow, Steve, you're on a roll. Now we're going to move on Steven! Do you know this voice?
That darn bell. Ding! Just go!
I think that was the time that Leslie couldn't get the bell to work in the middle of Fishtails it was. I really don't remember the place, I'm sorry.
That's all right. The judge will give it to you anyway. Now, Steven, this one might not be too tough, because it was a sound that we all remember. A horrible sound. What is it? Rise and shine!
How could I ever forget that infernal sound straight from the depths of hell? See, if I recall correctly, Dirk was given an accordion and a flute, and I think a harmonica by his secret pal, and every morning while we were sleeping, he'd come around and wake us up by singing, "Rise and shine, dear God." It was terrible.
Yes, it was. That is correct. Now, Steven, we have the hardest category yet so far. Your senior year. Try to remember back.
That was a little scary.
We yelled a lot in the subway, in case anyone didn't catch that, because we got really lost.
Right. Okay. Now, Steven, do you remember this voice?
If John Wesley were here, he would resemble something like this. And if he sat in a chair, it might resemble something like these. And if he were here, he probably wouldn't resemble you guys. Please recognize the community.
Take your time.
I think it was Dirk DeMonte again.
Oh, it was!
That guy just keeps popping up everywhere.
Okay, now Steve, we have one last question for you. Now think hard. You heard this voice many times throughout the trip. Who is it? Walk this way! Walk this way! Not that way! This way! Come on, you stupid Americans! Walk this way! You damn kids! Nice. This isn't a glass of orange juice.
I think that was one of our tour guides. I think it was Phil. That's who it was.
Yes, it was. Well, Steve, now wasn't that just ducky? Unfortunately, now you get absolutely nothing except for this lovely song.
She got it. She got it. She got it. She's gone. She's gone. She wasn't. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. That's the point. Shoot.
me okay?
Yeah.
This has been a very difficult year for me. And a lot of you guys know parts of it, and a few of you know all of it. And I was sort of having my own personal faith crisis this year. And it wasn't exactly faith in God that I was struggling with, but it was faith in myself and faith in Starfire that I was struggling with. And those kind of tied pretty closely into my faith in God. So a lot of things were shaky, and Carol and I weren't sure that if we were meant to stay on doing this. We struggled a lot with whether maybe God was saying it was time for us to move on. And I, believe it or not, actually prepared for this circle to be saying goodbye to you guys. And instead, you guys have somehow managed to be the best group we've ever taken on tour. I'm not, you guys, please, I'm not kidding. I really, this is very serious to me, okay? I never thought that would happen with this group. I never thought this group would pull together like this and be so kind to each other and feel the message of what we're doing so completely. And so the gift that you've given me is my faith.
I love it. Look at it. So
Standing here, looking back at the evolution of my faith journey from the past 5 years, I must say that it has been an amazing change. When I entered Starfire 5 years ago, I had no personal connection with God. I felt that God was not even real. It was more of an illusion that people had created to answer questions that did not have any answers. I personally, being so wise at the age of 14, knew all the answers. And so therefore, I didn't need God, right? Wrong. Once I became a part of Starfire, I realized that there was something that held this group of 70 teenagers together, beyond the love and the friendship and the music. Something that could not be defined in words exactly, but it was there, this presence. It really opened my eyes, and for the remainder of my time in Starfire, not only did my friendships grow, but so did my faith. By the time I left Starfire for college last year, I felt that my faith was developed enough that I could continue even when I left Starfire. I did all right for a while. I attended church almost every Sunday. I tried to get involved with one of the Christian groups on campus, but slowly with the hustle and bustle of college life, I left Sunday church outings to be replaced by much needed sleep. And I found myself busy with forgotten term papers and other work when it was time to go to youth group. Other things took precedence over my relationship with God. I began to grow apart from the faith that I'd worked so hard to obtain. I felt an emptiness that I'd never felt before. So I filled it with other things: friends, social gatherings, schoolwork. Pretty soon the year was over and it was time for me to go home. I was not prepared to return to the way things had been. I no longer remember that undefinable feeling Starfire had once given me. I definitely was not ready to deal with going on a tour. I tried many times to convince myself that I shouldn't go. I reasoned that I hadn't been in Starfire for a whole year. I didn't know very many people, and besides, it was high school. I'm in college now. I'm way too old. But after every excuse had been made, there was still this little voice inside me telling me I had to go. What for, I didn't know. But I did know that I couldn't back out. So in silent turmoil, I consented to the little voice. When we took off for our 3-week adventure, I promised myself that I would figure out why that little voice had called me there. It didn't take me long to rediscover the miracles of Starfire. On our 4th night, we performed fishtails in a little Methodist church in Harpenden. During our performance, some teenagers came in and sat in the back of the church. Most of them left right away, but they kept returning and sitting down again and then getting up and leaving. At the end of the show, they hung around outside so they could see that we were all actually Americans. They didn't believe that 70 of us were actually from the United States. Later that night, Brent and Kathy told us their story.
They were from the shelter down the road, and most of them had never been in a church before. One of the girls in the group actually sat through the whole show. When she left, she made a comment about the Good Samaritan scene. She couldn't believe that the gang members had stopped to help the woman in the road after the missionary and the judge had passed on by. To her, it really hit home. At that point, a little light began to turn on for me. Something about what the girl said had struck a chord for me. But it all didn't become clear for me until a few days later when we visited a cathedral called Coventry. Coventry Cathedral was built in the early 13th century, like many other cathedrals. But what was unique about this cathedral was that in the 1930s, during World War II, the Nazis mistook it for an artillery factory and destroyed it with bombs. Instead of breaking down what was left of the cathedral, the people of Coventry decided to build a whole new cathedral right next door to show how far they had come in the heart of great sorrow. Starfire gathered in the ruins of the old cathedral and began to sing the song Micah 6:8, which says, "What does the Lord require of you? To seek justice, love, and kindness, and walk humbly with your God." As I let the words of the song sink in, it suddenly hit me. I realized my reason for having to come on this trip, and why the girl's story touched me so deeply. The emptiness I had felt was the missing presence of God. I had let so many other things get in my way that I did not even realize that there was a void there. Like the girl who had come into the church for the first time and listened to the parables, finally opening her ears to God, I felt the same way, listening to this song that I had sung many times before, but realizing that it was walk humbly with your God, find justice and love. The magic of the group had been there all along. I just hadn't sat down to listen. God had been calling me back to Starfire, to rediscover the faith I had lost. Starfire amazes me with all its power, helping to guide not only those who participate, but those who open themselves up to listen. As I step into the real world, leaving behind all that was secure, I take with me a faith that I know will never leave. And even if I am no longer standing up here singing with Starfire, the spirit of it will always be with me, and no matter what I do or where I go. About come in the heart of great sorrow. Starfire gathered in the ruins of the old cathedral and began to sing the song Micah 6:8, which says, "What does the Lord require of you? To seek justice, love, and kindness, and walk humbly with your God." As I let the words of the song sink in, it suddenly hit me. I realized my reason for having to come on this trip, and why the girl's story touched me so deeply. The emptiness I had felt was the missing presence of God. I had let so many other things get in my way that I did not even realize that there was a void there. Like the girl who had come into the church for the first time and listened to the parables, finally opening her ears to God, I felt the same way, listening to this song that I had sung many times before, but realizing that it was walk humbly with your God, find justice and love. The magic of the group had been there all along. I just hadn't sat down to listen. God had been calling me back to Starfire, to rediscover the faith I had lost. Starfire amazes me with all its power, helping to guide not only those who participate, but those who open themselves up to listen. As I step into the real world, leaving behind all that was secure, I take with me a faith that I know will never